Wrong thing, is it? Hang on, am I? Right. Can you sort that for me, Cameron? Sorry guys, bear with me. Bear with me a second, guys. He's done it on the wrong link by you. What? You'll have to bear with me a second, guys. Sorry, before we start, just a second. Are you able to on the link that I... Okay, guys, can someone just give me a heads up? Let me know if you can see me. Bad chaos, yeah. It didn't work. Close that one down there and open this one. That's the last time I asked my son to set up my video. Guys, I am sorry. That was an absolute chaos and a nightmare. Let me start by saying hi to everybody. I am so sorry about the mess about, and I've got more apologies to make. Tonight's scheduled video was supposed to have been a chat between myself and Nick from Nick and Andrea Hills. Unfortunately, about half an hour ago to an hour ago, Nick and Andrea had some sad news. They had a loss in the family, so he had to pull out, and we're going to reschedule. So sending my love to Andrea. It's hard times, guys, but we can totally understand, so I am seriously sorry. So it was either cancel the chat totally and reschedule it, or I'll just come and have a chat and make the most of it and do the best I can on my own. And obviously, as you can see, we didn't have the best of starts. What can I say? So I'm going to start now, and well, what can I say? Welcome to the video where we have a little chat about depression, living with depression and working with depression, how it can affect us in our daily lives, our jobs, and everything else. Obviously Nick and Andrea are about to feel it now. We did have a big schedule all planned, and Nick was going to talk about some of his past experiences and things. I was going to talk about mine. It was all prompted from a video I done about a week or so ago, where I actually saw Adrian was struggling. Hi mate. He was struggling in the Tat Chat group, and he was really down and everything. So I thought, you know what? He's not the only one who suffers and struggles. I struggle on a daily basis and have done for 20 years. So I thought I'd put a video together and share some of my experiences, some of my struggles and things, in the hope that if others understood what I go through on a daily basis, they'd realize they're not on their own, and then it would obviously help them or make them feel a bit better. That was my hope. So you're gonna have to excuse me. I'll do the best I can with the chat, guys. I'm not going to name everybody. There's a lot of you in there. I can say thank you very much, every one of you, for coming, and please just try and bear with me. It is a scary thing to sit up here on your own. I was much more looking forward to doing it with Nick, and then I didn't need the start we had where everything went crazy. It took 8 minutes to get the film going. Cameron, shut the door, please. So, where do I start? There's obviously a video I put up a few days, well, the week or so ago, showing you some of my problems. Obviously, my depression stemmed originally from a medical condition that was a life-changing event, and then it stemmed on bad marriage, very bad marriage, and depression and so on throughout there. So I don't know whether you want me to go into details. My schedule's gone all to cock now, unfortunately. So it's going to be what realistically do you really want to know? Obviously, I had depression for the last 20 something years. With depression comes low self-esteem and things like that. And with low self-esteem comes self-destruction. And God, did I do more self-destruction to myself than anyone else. Comfort eating. I went from 9 or 10 stone to probably 8 stone. We all eat comfort, but believe me, I ate and couldn't control it. So I ate and ate and ate, and it wasn't just eating. I used to dress as scruffy as I could. I used to be as unapproachable as I could. I wouldn't let anybody near me. I sort of isolated myself and had no social life whatsoever. I didn't want anyone to be friends with me, and let's put it that way. It's shocking when you actually sit down and actually think about it. It's shocking how bad things were. When you think, I used to go to car boot sales, and I wouldn't even talk to people. The most I would talk to people would be how much, yes, no, thank you, and walk away. I didn't have a friend on the boot sales, nothing. I wouldn't interact with anybody down the boot sales. And now I suppose that was because I felt almost unworthy, or such a low self-confidence and self-esteem. I wouldn't bother talk to anybody because my opinion didn't really matter anyway. So yeah, I used to go to work, and I done that. Oh God, I done that for years, and it was such a lonely place. And the more you do it, and the lonelier you become, the harder it gets. And you can't get out of that rut. I think I went 10 years without a friend, literally without a friend for about 10 years. I used to go work. I'd work all day, come home, and I'd isolate myself. I obviously had the marriage where I was unhappy in anyway. The only reason I stayed there was because of the children. I stayed for the children, and then later took them with me, and they all live with me now. But yeah, didn't talk to anybody at the car boot sales. Didn't want to know no one, or I didn't want to know nothing. To be honest with you, the antiques helped me a lot. Before the antiques, I was isolated after my injuries. Now I was isolated, and I don't think I left my bedroom at the time. I was living with my parents before I got married, and I didn't leave the bedroom. I used to live in the bedroom, didn't want to know anyone, just watching videos and feeling sorry for myself. Now I don't get to watch TV. Times have changed. Yeah, obviously then I met Sandra, and that was a battle off to be. I tried and tried and tried as much as I could, believe it or not, push her away. Nope, not interested, go away, don't want to know. I want to be happy on my own little bubble, leave me alone. I'll sit on my own in the dark. And that's what you do to yourself when you're depressed. You really don't understand, unless you've been through it, how you make yourself suffer, and you almost get comfort out of the suffering. I don't know if that makes sense. If someone tried to be friends with me, I wouldn't want to know. I'd rather sit in my house, practically crying myself to sleep every night because I didn't want to know. And that was how my work went on for years and years and years. And to be honest with you, it got to a point, a really low point, where I didn't want to go on anymore. And that's when I finally said, all right, I'm friends with Sandra, because that was pretty much the bottom of the barrel. And I thought, finally, I'll give in. And honest to God, if you'd seen the state of me years ago, when I met, bald head, shaved head, I was 18 stone, really big, really unapproachable. People used to take one look at me and they'd cross the street because I looked that nasty. So yeah, but yeah, she fought through and nagged and nagged and nagged and nagged and nagged, and we became friends and everything. And Now she's my best friend. She's been through a lot with me, and vice versa. I've been through a lot with Sandra. Sandra's no stranger to depression. She's had her own problems too. Yeah, and you still decided you were going to be my friend. Yeah, should have run away. Um, so what can I say? Once I met Sandra, obviously things started improving. I got on some diets, and I still comfort eat now. For the last 10 years, I have gone from let's just say I've been a yo-yo. 1 minute I've got a six-pack and I weigh 12 stone. Next minute I'm 14 stone or 15 stone, then back to 12 stone. You know when I'm having a good period in my life because I tend to diet and look after my body and my health. When I'm depressed, I genuinely couldn't give a monkey and I self-destruct. I just eat, and my appearance changes and things like that. So, sorry, just distracted by the chat there. So yeah, even now I'm still struggling with my eating disorders, if you like. It can only be described as eating disorders. No other way of putting it. I don't know whether you'd call it body dysmorphia or what. I suppose that's pretty common. You know, you got people who are bulimic, you got people who are anorexic. Yeah, I'm a yo-yo dieter. 1 minute I starve myself, next minute loads, and it's like a train. I can hold it off, and then when I have that first one, it's so crazy. So yeah, self-destruction. Nope, it's not just in the eating. It was everything. I used to push away. It was my work. You know, I've given up this job, antiques, so many times. You would, um, much like Adrian, he put a post up last week and the week before, saying he'd literally come to it and he didn't know whether he could make a living at this. He didn't know what was the point. You know, we have quiet spells on eBay and things, and we did think, you know what? We get up at 3 in the morning. We pay the fuel. We're freezing cold. Maybe even got an electric vest to keep warm. It's that cold out there. We hunt around in boxes, dirt, in the crap, and we find some gems. We go home, we clean them up, we research them, we photograph them, we list them, put them on eBay, and if we're lucky, they sell. Then eBay take a huge slice of that pie. Then PayPal take a little slice of the pie, and left with about half the pie. And then you get messed about by a buyer. Buyer goes, oh, do you know what? Send it back. Then you've got to refund the. If it's from America or something, you lose like 20 quid postage. Or if you're really unlucky, you sell a beautiful world open figurine or something, and then the buyer buys it. They go, oh, here's a new one. Here's my broken one. Thank you very much. I'll have a full refund. There are so many scams on eBay, and every time you get hit by a scam, it's, you know what is the bloody point? I really, honest to God, I've been doing eBay since its inception. I really have, a very long time now. And I think I've been hit by every scam there is. I've sent parcels off and had empty boxes back. I've had someone else's merchandise back. I've had them swap my items. I even got security markers to mark my items because they were stealing off me. And that really does break you down. It really. And then you go weeks sometimes. I'll list list and list on eBay, and then you might go 3-4 weeks and not take no money. And you think, well, what the hell am I doing wrong? What's wrong with my stock and everything else? And you think, do you know what? Am I going to have to go and get a job? A real job in a 9-to-5 environment where you get told what to do and treated like crap by some boss. And I thought, nah, do you know what? Stick with it. But every time, believe it or not, just like everyone else, we all get hit by these eBay nightmares. You can go 3 weeks no sale or a week no sale, and then all of a sudden you'll take £1,000 overnight. It's no sense, no rhyme, no reason to it. I've seen loads of different threads on the groups, people talking about eBay algorithms, and are now basically saying that some people, it'll skip some people and the stuff's not coming up in searches, and then it is. We pay them for a job, do the bloody job. But it's hard. I opened up a shop about 8 something like a month ago, and it was a whirlwind. For the first, I'd say the first year, I was taking an absolute fortune. Couldn't keep up with it. Couldn't keep up with the stock or the take-ins or anything. And then for the last 6 months, it's slowly gone and flattened out. It was all right. I've accepted now that I can't survive with just the shop or with just the online. I have to survive with both. But it was so defeating and deflating. But then I have some days, and yet someone will come in, and I'll still take £1,000 in the shop. It doesn't make sense. It gives you hope to sit there and wait daily. But then you can have 50 people come through the shop in the day and then have 3 sales. You have no idea, I promise you, how hard and deflating that can be. And then you come home in the night and you just think, that was a waste. And then, you know what? I wasn't on minimum wage today. I can go and get a job at Asda, stacking shelves in a moment. And it does, it breaks you down. And when you've already got underlying depression issues like I have, it hits you a lot harder. Believe me, I have days where I don't even want to get out of bed. I don't want to get dressed. So, yeah. That was something else I done back a few years ago. When I was doing this originally, in order to build up I used to go to the booth, buy pieces, and I'd sell only the bottom end, and I'd keep the better pieces. And I filled an entire attic with what I call top pieces, Archibald Knox, Liberty pieces, and Newlyn pieces, things like that. And I used to collect all the. And in a fit of self-destruction, I picked it all up in boxes, went to an auction house. Here you go, sort it out. And the auctioneer said, "Oh, I'll do you proud, don't worry, it's all real good gear." You know, the arsehole put it all in miscellaneous boxes, thousands and thousands of pounds worth, and sold it all for about 500 quid. And it'd taken me 5-6 years to collect it all. That again was a fit of depression and self-destruction. I'd had enough of the job. I thought, you know what, I can't do it anymore, and I'm going to chuck it in. I'm going to sell everything I got, make a bit of money, and go and get a job. A week later, I was crying that I'd lost all that work, all them pieces, and some of them I absolutely loved. See where we're at. Confidence. I wanted to talk a bit about confidence. You know, I had some days, I still have no confidence whatsoever in myself. I don't deal well with people anyway. I don't go socializing, I don't go clubbing and things like that. The most I'll do is go for a very quiet meal or cinema with my partner. I can't do clubs, I don't do crowds. If a car boot sale gets full, I leave. I only go to the quiet car boot sales. I can't deal with crowds. It's alright if I'm selling and it gets busy because I'm behind the counter and I got my own space. But I haven't got the confidence to deal with crowds whatsoever. Confidence can affect you in a load of different ways. You know, for example, with the buy-in, you go to a car boot sale. Look, example. How many dealers walk past that Gladstone bag I bought? £45. I had the confidence to buy it. How many people didn't? And on a normal day, I had to question myself and second guess myself. But it was a good day, and I thought, you know what? I'm to the booty with a lot of money. I'm gonna buy the pieces, and I bought what I knew was quality. I didn't know the value of it at the time. I just bought what I knew was quality because I had confidence in myself. But many a day, as Sandra knows, and she could probably tell you, I've been to car boots, and I'll give you an example. Worst one I ever done. Back about 15 years ago, I needed money, and I went to a car boot sale to sell down in AntiquesArena. And I was selling on the stall, and on the stall next to me was all bric-a-brac. And anyway, I picks up yellow canary twist Georgian glass, and at the time it was pence, and I left it there. It's probably one of the dearest cotton twist glasses of the Georgian era you can buy because of the colour, and I left it there for 50p. I didn't have the confidence at the time. It was so low, I didn't have the confidence to buy it at 50 pence. And you know, I said to Adrian the other day, I said, you know, you'll remember every single bad deal or every bad mistake you make, and you forget all the ones where you make a fortune. And you know what is true? Remember every single bad deal where I've been stupid or not confident, and I've said, no, I'm not wasting my money on that. That glass was 50 pence. Cup of tea's £1. And I left it there. I questioned myself, second guessed myself, and I left it there. Didn't bother. I thought, you know what? I'm short of money. I'm not going to buy it. it was worth probably £1,000. Or have been. You know, it was a real good glass. And that's what confidence really can. You know, not just confidence in the buying, going out with people. It's confidence in yourself. Take the plunge. I took the plunge for the shop, and you know what? I'm not sorry one bit. I've made a lot of money out of the shop, and I wouldn't give the shop up for nothing. I love the shop. I do take money in the shop. I take good money in the shop, but you know what else I do? Buy out of the shop. At least 10 to 15 people a day come through that shop, and in the beginning, I didn't have the confidence. I think, oh, do you know what? If I don't buy it all off, people they'll go away and say, oh, he's a crap antique. You don't always do. Now I got the confidence to go, do you know what? I'll take that, and that, the rest and chuck it in a bin. And I don't care what people think. But back a year ago, I did. But I'm proud of myself because I had the confidence to open up the shop, take the shop on, at a time where financially the country's in crisis. Shops are shutting on the high street. You know, it was a hell of a risk. Everybody said it was going to fail from the start. 18-month on or 16-month on, whatever it is, it's still going strong. I'm still happy in the shop. Love the shop. I make my videos in the shop. I do my packing, my eBay listing from the shop now. You know, it is what it is. It's absolutely lovely. So all my work now is done through the day while I'm in the shop, and then I come home and I can switch off. And you know, switching off is a good thing too. I found part of my trouble in the past has been I'd never been able to switch off from work. I'd come home and I'd be constantly on eBay. Oh, I've had an offer, or I've got parcels, or listings to do. You know, I used to go out. I used to love the job. I'd get in the car, I'd drive off, and I'd go around the towns, do charity shops and antique shops and things like that. Stop in a pub, have a nice beer garden meal or something like that. Back in the car, drive a different way home, stopping in shops now, and I'd get home and then spend the evening with the kids or whatever. Yeah, and that part of it was absolutely wonderful. Lonely, but wonderful. Now obviously I'm tied to the shop 7 days a week, but you know, got his ups and downs. Shop really does bring in the stock. I don't even have to go buying if I don't want to have that much coming through the door, that I really don't have to go buying. But you got to believe in yourself, I suppose. And for that brief moment, I did, and I'm glad I did because I spent a lot of money. I think even 10,000 to start that shop up. It wasn't a cheap venture by any means. By the time you put rent down and deposits and bonds and cabinets and electrics and all the rest of it, not even counting the stock, cost me 5 or 10 grand. That's a gamble. Now that's coming from someone that didn't believe in himself one bit. Didn't believe in myself at all. But for that one brief moment, I don't know what it was. Maybe somebody was just sitting on my shoulder or something. But I took the plunge. Maybe it was the YouTube videos. Making the YouTube videos maybe helped me more than they helped you. I done the YouTube videos originally, I suppose, to help people and for advertising. And you have no idea how hard it was for me to in front of a camera and actually make a film about antiques. I expect subscribers. I thought people would come on and say, "Oh, I don't got a clue what about that." Honest to God. And I didn't. I sat down and I struggled through. If you watch my early films, you'll see how nervous I was and how scared I wasn't. I've come on a long way from where I was now that I can actually see the camera and talk to you. But yeah, lost my chain of thought there a bit, but it's hard. You have to forgive me, guys. It really is hard just sitting here talking about things that are so emotionally draining. It brings back a lot of feelings, memories. Bear in mind, unlike a lot of people, I still deal with my depression daily. Not something that I got over or I battled and I won. I've never won. I still battle now after 20 years and I still deal with it on a daily basis. Bear with me a second, guys. I just want to have a little at my little list of things I wanted to talk about because the last time I done a film, I got so upset I just couldn't keep going and I lost track of where it was. And yeah, I was talking about the shop when I'll finish off with the shop bit and just say, do you know what? If anybody is actually thinking starting up a business, whether it's antique, whether it's anything, you know, if you believe in yourself, have a go. Because you know what? Better to fail, tried, say to yourself, do you know what? I wanted a shop for 20 years. And for 20 years, I had regret and depression, thinking, do you know what? One day I'll have it. No, when I weren't ever going to have one, honestly. And sit here now thinking, I've got a shop. Small. It really is small. It's the size of somebody's living room, I guess. But you know what? It's my shop, and I love it. And I'm proud I've done it. And if it failed or fails in the future, I can turn around and sit down in 20 years or whatever and say, do you know what, at least I had to go. Instead of, like I have been for the last 20 years of, oh, at least I can say, do you know what, I took the plunge, I done it. And I'm happy I done it. At the moment, going absolutely fab. I am not, no plans of ever leaving. If anything, I'll expand and have a bigger shop. I would like a bigger shop. There's a bit of confidence in myself now, thinking of the future. Never even thought I'd have a future at one point. I didn't even think past the day it was on. So yeah, motivation. Thinking forward. Do you even think about, you know, future? I can tell you now, for years I didn't bother thinking about the future. I used to think, I hope I don't wake up. Many times I weren't interested whatsoever, one way or another, in what tomorrow brought. The only reason I'm here is because I absolutely love and adore my children. That's the only reason I'm here. Motivation, what can I say? You don't want to get up in the mornings, tired all the time, have absolutely energy to do. That's where motivation comes in, guys. And you know, there is no better motivator than money, having bills to pay, having mouths to feed, children to clothe. Because genuinely, didn't have the motivation of bills coming up my ears that I have to pay every week, then I would simply go, do you know what, I'm going to go. It's the motivation of making sure I got a roof over my children's head, making sure they can go on their school trip, have goals, and just give them the things they deserve. That is my motivation. That is my singular motivation. Nothing else matters. Making sure my children after. That gets me up every morning. It sends me to work, and then when I'm there, I enjoy it. I really do. But you need something to get you to work. Now, motivation, you can find motivation in anything. You really can. You just need to find something that inspires you. Inspire me. Got 5 of them. Oh yeah. So yeah, you know, it can be anything you want. You really do need to find something, I would say, that you believe in yourself and find one good thing about yourself. Believe me, I went years and I didn't think it was a single good thing about myself. And oh, I actually, not too bad. I do like myself. Well, that took a long time to come. But I do my parcels, and I'm relating a lot of seller business. That's my experience. I can't discuss depression because it is different for every single. I can't discuss depression for you. I can only discuss my experiences with depression, and then you can interpret them as to they relate to you. Now, with me, it is, you know, how can I put it? It affects my selling online and things like that. I never used to want to do parcels. I used to say, do you know what, I really can't be bothered to do parcels. I'm just going to sit there and I'll go on the following day, and then the following day would come. You know what, I'd actually write an excuse to my buyers. You know, I've been really ill. I'm sorry, the parcels will be out tomorrow or something. Purely down to lack of motivation and wanting to get out of bed. So it affects that. Listing wise, again, I would go days without listing, and then all of a sudden a bill would come in, and I think I'll list, and I'd list 100 in a week. So it would be that motivation of the bill would come in, and I knew I'd have to pay it. And as soon as I start listing, sales would come banging in, bang, bang, bang. Sales sales one after another after another. But to actually start and get yourself to list, or to get yourself to pack, just to get yourself up, say, do you know what? Yep, I'm gonna actually have a go. In fact, I still suffer with that now. I go to work in the morning, and you know what? I set myself mini goals and mini targets. I go to work. Obviously, I got the target of being in work all day, and I'll say to myself, right, well, I've had 3 sales or 4 sales the night before. They have to be done, and I'll do the sales. Rather, the parcels. Then I'll send the parcels off, and then I'll sit down, I'll have a cup of hot chocolate or something, and I'll think, do you know what? Do I want to do anything else? And I'll say, not really, but I will. I'll do 1 listing or 2 listings. And I will, and I'll get up and I'll find something, and I'll do 2 listings, and I'll wrap them up, and then I'll sit down, and you know what, I'll feel a bit better about myself, believe it or not, for doing them 2 listings, the parcels, and I'll get up and I'll do another listing, and then somebody will come in the shop. Sorry. Then somebody would come in the shop, and then I deal with them, and then I'd get up and I'd do a bit of cleaning in the shop, and maybe I'd do another couple of listings. But I set myself many goals, and you know what? If I only do in the morning, if I say to myself, you know what, I'm going to serve in the shop, I'm going to have do my parcels and 2 listings. That's all I do. I don't beat myself up anymore. I used to beat myself up all the time. That's the one thing you do. You really do beat yourself up. You are your own worst enemy. You have to learn to be a bit easy on yourself. Some days you just got to say, do you know what, I can't do it, and it's okay. It really is. I didn't believe that for a long time. I couldn't do it, I feel worse because I couldn't do it. It's a spiraling thing. You can't do something, and then because you can't do it, you feel worse and you can't do more. But if you set yourself that little mini goal, get up, 1 or 2 things, see how you feel. If you've had enough, at least they've done them 1 or 2 things. You'd be surprised. Just doing the 1 or 2 little mini targets does help you. It really does, guys. Looking to see what I've got left to cover, guys, to be honest with you. I haven't interacted with the chat, and I am sorry for that. And the reason I haven't interacted with the chat is because there's no way I can read the questions and try and keep on track. It's hard enough talking about this on my own. As I say, I was supposed to have been chatting with Nick. It was supposed to have been a casual chat. But with everything that's gone on in his family, and don't get me wrong, don't blame him. I send in love to Andrea and Nick, and we will do it again. But it's been difficult doing it on my own. So I appreciate your understanding for that, guys. I think I'm coming towards the end. I'm going to have a look through the chat in a minute, see for questions. I think I've covered most of what I wanted that I can think of. I'm going to have a little look through the chat, guys, because there's a lot of it. So bear with me. I'm sorry again about the mess up at the beginning. Cameron didn't do the link right. I don't know what the hell happened there. A lot of people saying hi and so on. Thank you for that, Dorothy. There's a lot of people sending love out to Nick and Andrea, so I'm sure they are going to be very grateful for that, guys. And let me see. A lot of support coming in through chat, guys, but I think that's going to be about it, to be totally honest with you. I will redo a live chat with Nick, because Nick's got some experience with depression. Nick, as far as I know, I will put a link into this video description. I'll put it in later on to a chat that Nick done with another lady about his depression and how he was worried about his depression coming on to his children, how it would affect his family, on whether or not they could inherit his depression, whether it was an inherit, it was a trait that could be inherited, and he used to have a lot of worries and things like that. So I'm going to put in the link. I will do it later to Nick's film. Interesting chat, guys. The long one is about 40-50 minutes, but give it a go. Not on Nick's channel, but I will send you, or I'll put the link in this description, and hopefully in a few weeks when everything's settled down, Nick and myself will have a more casual chat, and we will just have a general chat, and hopefully it won't be so intense, and we can find more ways of helping. Today, the only reason I carried on with the video was there was a lot of people waiting for the film. There was a lot of support from the last one. People were saying they were grateful just to know they weren't alone. So I thought I'd post the video out. Either way, it was very hard, but I thought, you know what? If one person watches this and it helps one person, it's worth me sitting here and feeling very uncomfortable. If you're that one person, you're very welcome. Really are. Guys, I'm going to leave it there. And hopefully I will see you again on the next live chat with Nick, hopefully where we can cover the depression, talk to him about his depression, ask him how he got over it, because I know I still battle it daily. And before anybody asks any questions, no, I don't take meds for it. I did have antidepressants now, and I stopped them a long time ago. Found they made me worse. Very sleepy, and I didn't want that for life. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll say bye for now.